It's really that simple. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. My name is Skarn. If this is your first time here, first of all, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I am a Twitch streamer, a YouTuber, content creator, whatever you want to call it. I stream on Twitch 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 6:30 to later on. So if you have some spare time while I'm live, be sure to stop by and say hi. All right, now that all the formalities are out of the way, let's get into why you're actually here. And that's to learn how to make your stream look better. And a big part of your stream is you, the subject. So I'm gonna be going over some ways that you can make yourself and just your overall environment look more aesthetically pleasing. So when people stop by, they're more likely to stay and they're more likely to return as well. Now, the first thing that I want to get into when setting up your stream is your camera angle. Obviously, when it comes to your camera, you want it to accentuate your best features and be as flattering as possible for you. Typically, you want to put this in what people usually refer to as, in the video field, a beauty angle. And that's going to be raising it so it's just above your eye line. And my camera here that I have on my tripod behind my monitors is just above my eye line. Now, you don't want to put it too high because then you're just gonna be staring at the top of someone's head while they're playing a game, and that's fun for no one. And too low, obviously that's never a flattering angle for anyone unless you're trying to accentuate your double chin. And this is why generally when you see people out in public taking selfies, they're holding the camera way up here trying to get their beauty angle, and you almost never see them down here looking at their phone taking a selfie. And that's really it for the camera angle. I mean, if you can just remember just to put it a little bit above your eye line, then you'll be good to go. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, and this is probably one of the more important ones, and that is your lighting. If your lighting looks bad, then your stream's gonna look bad. That's just how it is. It's actually mind-boggling to me the amount of times that I've just gone through the Discover feed on Twitch and seen people just set up their webcam or their DSLR, or whatever it is that they have, and to light themselves, they just use their monitor. And the issue with just lighting yourself with your monitor is that when the scene goes dark and or cuts away and goes black or whatever, then so do you. And while the screen may look fine when it's on a brighter scene in your game, when it goes into darker scenes, then obviously you're going to be darker as well, and you're gonna be near impossible to see. I just feel like the least you can do for someone who takes time out of their day, comes and watches you and tunes in to your stream, is to at least make it look inviting and pleasing. And so that way they might be likely to stop by again. So to fix that, I'm gonna be going through some simple ways that you can implement today, whether you have a small budget or no budget. I'll be going through both. Just a few things that are simple, yet look great on stream. Now, the first thing that I want to stress is that you need to intentionally light yourself. You, the subject, is the most important thing about the stream. You are what people are coming for. You are what people are there to stay and watch, to engage with. So the least you can do is light yourself, so that way people can actually see you when they're trying to engage with you. So one thing that I think is pretty self-explanatory, I see a lot of people not doing, is to use a key light. Now, when you hear key light, you might be confused. I know not everyone is a videographer. It's basically just a term for a light that lights your face, you the subject, so people can see you. So what I have going on with my stream right now is I have my 2 monitors here, my camera, and then behind that camera, I have an LED panel light from Newer. I know Elgato makes their own kind of panel light that you can just clip on and attach to your desk, but I also know that this runs for like $180 or so, and you can get 2 of these LED panel lights that I have for around that same exact price. And there's also a ton of other options that you can get with LED lights to light yourself that are probably much cheaper than that even. These lights that I have are bicolor, which means it has daylight and it has tungsten. Obviously I use the daylight to light me because that's the light that's most natural for your skin tones. Tungsten just gonna make me look very yellow, and I don't want that. To sum up that part, get a key light, put it behind your camera, it lights your face, then people see you. Now the next thing mainly pertains to people who stream at night, and that is their background. Now, if you're not putting in the time to light your face, then odds are you're not putting in the time to light your background. So it's just a dark mess back there. And when that happens, there's no separation between you and your background, and just overall, it doesn't look good. So what you want to get is a backlight. Now, like I said earlier, I have a duplicate of the current light I have as my key light. So I put that right off to the side over here. I turned that one to tungsten just for a little color contrast. It makes the wall over here just a little bit warmer, a little bit more cozier, more inviting, a little chill, laid back, which is kind of what I'm going for. And that also gives, you can see right here, a little bit of rim light on me, which adds to that separation from the background. Now, just so you can see the difference between what it's like to use just your monitor as your key light to light your face and actually going out and getting a light to light you, I'll show you what that looks like here. So as you can see with a monitor, it's really not that great, not that pleasing. With changing scenes, it can get darker, which means you're a lot harder to see. But now we'll turn on the key light. And as you can see, I feel like there's really no debate here. With the key light on, you're a lot easier to see. It's a lot more pleasing to look at, and people are more than likely going to be sticking around longer to engage with you. Now, just like with the key light, I'll show you the differences between having a backlight on and a backlight off. Now, obviously you can see I still have my lamp on back there, so it's adding a little bit of light in the background, but still not getting that complete separation from the background that we're looking for. This, I guess you could say, is a little bit more nitpicky on my part, but still I feel like it's even the little subtleties that go a long way that people really appreciate in the end. Now, we can compare that to having a backlight on. You can see you're getting that rim light along the shoulders, you're getting a little bit on the hat, which if I didn't have my hat on, you see it a lot better shining off of my hair. This is going to pull you, the subject, out of that background and really separate you, and you're just very easy to see. It's not hard to look at. You're not trying to like find the person within the scene. You're there. So like I said, this is a little bit more nitpicky, but in the end, I think you can also see the kind of difference it can make. All right, now, so far we have our key light, our backlight, and now I'm going to talk about practical lighting. So if you don't know what practical lighting is, basically you can use any common household light that you have. So for example, this lamp that I have behind me, that is what we would call a practical light. Now, when it comes to practical lighting, there really is no rules around it. I mean, obviously I have my lamp there because it goes there naturally, and that's what looks most natural to this room. But you could also have them in a number of places to where it looks natural. It's just adding more lights and it's more ambience to your environment. Like for example, I have right over here, I have a candle behind me. Sometimes I light it, sometimes I don't. But if I'm being honest, I really don't use it for the light. It just smells really good. But another thing that I could use, I mean, I have this salt lamp on my shelf right here. Unfortunately for me, the light bulb has broken inside of it. But if it wasn't, then I would definitely have that on, and that would kind of light up the shelf a little bit more. I could go out and buy like, there's mini LEDs you can get. I could put it like on the shelf hidden somewhere, and it kind of just accentuates everything on that shelf, which I might do someday. But yeah, those are just like little examples of things that you can do, just like little things here and there that like really set that apart when someone's scrolling through that discovery page and just looking for someone new to hang out with. And when it comes to lighting, it's all subjective. I mean, there's a million routes you can go with it. I can't tell you how many streams I've come across where there's just RGB lights everywhere. It's like I just walked into a nightclub. I don't even know what's going on. And that might be some people's thing, and that's cool. If you like it and you're happy with it, then keep to it. I might invest in a few RGBs in the future to kind of change it up. Who knows? Right now, I kind of like this, what's going on. It just feels more homey to me. It was a little bit warmer, more inviting, and it's just more of that chill vibe that I am going for, like I said before. So really, neither is right or wrong, as long as you are making sure that you're putting effort into lighting yourself and your environment. Now, you might be watching this and being like, listen, I have spent, I don't even know how much money on my PC and my monitors and all this stuff. And the last thing I have a budget for is lights. Well, you were in luck because I have an absolutely free way that you can do all this that you can implement today. So we're gonna go back to my point about practical lighting. So since I have that lamp already there, I can use that as a two birds with one stone kind of thing. So I have it in my scene, it's aesthetically pleasing, it looks nice, it adds a little bit more of a warmer ambience to the scene, and the light is also powerful enough to where it is going to hit me just a little bit. It's gonna be very subtle, but it's still gonna give that separation between the background and myself. And now for your key light, this is definitely going to be the most important one, but you can go around your house and find any sort of desk lamp. I had one just kind of laying around. I really had no use for it. I feel like a lot of people have those kind of lamps laying around where they haven't used it in maybe even years. Go grab that, go set it up somehow behind your monitors and your camera and just shine it back down on your face and boom, you got a key light. Now the only downside to using a desk lamp is the majority of them are not dimmable. So it's going to be kind of annoying having extreme bright light that's exposed hitting you for hours on end while you stream. So a fix to that would be finding any sort of fabric throughout your house. This could be a pillowcase. It could be even a shower curtain that's old and not being used. It could be anything along those lines that you can put in front of your lamp, so that way it diffuses that light and it's not as bright to look at, and it's just a softer light on your skin, which is kind of what you want anyway. One thing to remember is do not put any fabric or plastic or anything like that on your lamp. Over time, lamps get really hot and you could burn it or melt it or whatever, and that is not on me. I've told you, I've warned you, don't do that. Separate the two. You might be in a boat where you only have one common household lamp, whether it be a floor lamp or a desk lamp, and in that case I would prioritize that as your key light. Make sure you are lighting your face. That is the most important thing. And worst case scenario, when it comes to your background, just turn on your household lights and that should be good enough. So there you go. Whether you got a budget or you have no money to spend at all, you have ways to light up your scene. So there really is no excuse to not putting in any effort to making your stream look as best as it can. So just don't get trapped in this mindset that you need to have the coolest lights, you need to have the RGBs, the crazy disco balls, whatever it is, in order to even have a cool looking stream. And if you can't get it, then there's no use in trying. There's things you can do. I mean, just look at this. It's not like the craziest thing you've ever seen, but it's also not bad to look at. I'm not talking about my face. Oh, no. And I feel like even just with a simple setup like this can help me stand out a lot more than a lot of people who are currently streaming. But yeah, guys, that's really all I have for this one. If you have any more questions about how I'm lighting certain things, or I didn't go in detail enough for you, or you just want some more input in general, just be sure to leave it in the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you. But past that, I hope that at least one of you is able to take something from today's video and apply it to your streams going forward. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, guys, I stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 6:30 to late Eastern time over at Twitch at twitch.tv/xskarnx. Be sure to go check out my channel while I'm live, stick around a while, say hello, and if you enjoy the content, then make sure to give the stream a follow, make sure to subscribe here, like it, turn on the bell, all the things I'm obligated to say as a content creator. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.